Let's go. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Fat Fit Freedom podcast. Brandon Anderson and myself, CPK, Chris Poirier-Kim, back at you. Brandon, how are we doing, sir? Great to see you. Great to be back with you.
Hey, man, it's been a long time coming. We took a little hiatus. Both personal life and work coming into play. But now we're back, and I'm excited, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
super hyped.
Heck yeah.
Actually, most hyped to hear that my man Brandon is out of the sunken place. I'm just messing with him.
You got it.
I'm just messing with him. But he was visiting there, which is why we had a little hiatus.
Yep.
And we're back now. We both had things going on. But excited back for a new episode here. Episode I want to say 15. I think.
Sounds about right.
I think somewhere around there, 14, 15, whatever. It's the next episode, and we were supposed to get together maybe like 3-4 weeks back because originally we had just come out of a 72-hour fast. And yes, you heard that right. A 72-hour fast.
Nothing.
Not intermittent fasting, which we've talked about. We went 3 whole days without eating, and we wanted to give you our feedback on that because some people have been either experiencing and experimenting intermittent fasting. Some don't know what it is, and others, at least I've talked to, have talked about like fasting for longer. Well, both of us had 2 different experiences. We don't even know. We're actually finding out just about it now how it went with each other. So I'm excited to talk about this because there's a lot of wonderful benefits from fasting. But regardless of what you read, you can hear it from our mouths on how we felt and what we did to navigate that, if you were wondering if this is A, good for you, or B, even worthwhile doing.
First of all, don't fast unless, consulting a physician.
Yeah, I got to say that first.
We're not doctors. We're not doctors on Instagram either.
No.
This is something that we've researched on our own, and something that definitely had intrigued us, and I think it was a challenge to begin with, and it was a challenge all the way up into the end. Now, for me, I have to admit, I didn't make it a full 72. I went 60. I went 60 hours. A social event that took place with some coworkers, football coaches, really. I had to break my fast early, and it wasn't a obviously I wanted to go 72, which I feel like I could have done, and which I plan on doing again. But that was like, it was a celebratory end to my fast. I did not feel bad, not going all 72 in any way. But I thought it was challenging, and I did see results immediately with my body mass, effectively, and it did actually end up coming back to where I started. But I did drop 5 pounds after the first day, which I thought was probably about.
I remember you texted me that.
What I would have expected, and then a total of 7 pounds, and then gained 6 pounds back almost immediately after I had ended the fast. But energy-wise, I felt there was moments of high energy, there was moments of super low energy, and then feelings of euphoria along with feelings of like, I don't know what the hell's going on right now. So it was kind of like a mixed bag across the board. Feelings, it was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, but it was fun, man. It was a good challenge.
So for you, how did that first 24 hours feel?
Yeah, the first 24 hours was the hardest. I didn't sleep great the first night on the fast. I did have some branched chain amino acids along with some electrolytes after the first 24 hours. I think we also talked about that a little bit back and forth. I was checking to see what you had going on, and you mentioned that you had introduced BCAAs and electrolytes into your fast. So introduced that for the second 48 hours, and I thought that definitely helped. I was able to work out. Every day. I was on the fast and felt fine. I didn't feel any adverse effects from my workouts. But overall, I thought it was a great experience. It was enlightening, and I look forward to actually doing it again in November. And hopefully you'll join me. Yeah.
November. Whoa. Okay, we gotta talk about this.
And I also have another challenge. I'm going to present to you in a little bit here.
Get myself into trouble. Yep. So So first, as I continue to, oh no, interview coming off. So after the first 24 hours then, you got through that, what was the point where you felt like to yourself, where A, you were like, you know what, I can keep going and do this,
Yeah.
or B, did you ever feel like, oh shit,
Yeah. Oh,
I can't do this anymore?
During the day, it was easy. You know, and I had a ton of support from the people around me who knew I was doing it, including the football team, the Hillers. Coach, how's your fast going? It was awesome to hear those guys, you know, being excited to even talk about it, let alone encourage me. That was great. But the toughest was at night, when you have the most downtime.
Yeah.
And that is when I do most of my eating, because I'm typically intermittent fasting in my daily life. So the nighttime is where I really load up on my meals and my snacks, and every that's really where I get the bulk of my calories. So at night, man, it was rough. Even just trying to get to sleep and then waking up didn't feel great. But once the day got going, the juices started flowing, and then the energy was there.
Now, did you work out at all?
Yeah, I worked out every day on the fast. The workouts felt great. It wasn't. I didn't feel like it enhanced my workout in any way. I didn't feel like it was a detriment. My workouts felt good. The worst part was not being able to, like, you know, an hour later get a protein shake.
Sure.
You know, you work out,
Yeah.
you get your pump, you're like, let me get my shake, and there's no shake. You know, it's just right back to not eating anything.
Now, just out of curiosity, what type of workouts did you do? Because when you're fasting, obviously you're not eating, and so you're not getting any glycogen replenishment from that. And when it comes to exercise, give everyone some exercise background, you're either doing aerobic exercising or anaerobic exercising.
Yeah.
If you're not getting glycogen restorage, anaerobic type of exercising probably isn't the most ideal.
Right, it would be tough.
Which is why I asked this, what type of exercising and training did you do?
Now, for me personally, I am a carb burner, high efficient carb burner. I burn carbs at an extreme rate. So a lot of my fuel source is going to come from those stores. But I did work out mostly aerobically. So it was kind of a mix between anaerobic and aerobic. So I was doing high rep, high volume sets with each exercise, and circuit, kind of like a strength circuit. So it wasn't like, you know, burpees, but it would be some press, some pull, and then a hinge, and I'd go through three of those type of movements consistently. I'd do a set of 10, a set of 9, 8, 7, 6, reverse pyramid, and then just one set of high volume at the end of those reps.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I that's kind of the training phase I had been in to start, and so I just I didn't change anything with my training. I just kept doing the workout that I had been.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then afterward, you felt fine?
Yeah, felt fine.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
No problem. Yeah, no issues afterwards.
That's awesome. So there goes, and people have probably heard this before, but there goes the myth of like exercising on fasting.
Yeah.
People felt like that was a myth, that you can't exercise, you have to eat.
Even just breakfast.
Yeah.
Some people think they can't eat and work out, you know, on an empty stomach. But man, sometimes you're better off, because then your blood sugar is not spiking when you put, you know, whether it's you know, a quick banana or 2 bananas or whatever people want to, like, scoop of peanut butter on an English muffin. You know, just you'll be all right if you skip it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And to piggyback off of what Brandon said there too, let's say you're someone that had eaten fairly late at night and a fairly large amount of food. And so let's say you go to bed at like midnight and you wake up at 6. Well, it's really only a 6-hour gap. And so it's not like your body should be craving food at that point, because breakfast, probably heard this before, it really just stands for breaking the fast. And typically, in terms of that sleep period and the time from evening to morning, if you're going to have breakfast, it should be at least 8 hours. If it's anything under that, it's not going to be super detrimental or even at all to skip eating. You can go exercise, you still, it takes 12 hours for your body to expel any glycogen that it's stored up anyway. And so if you had eaten, you will still have energy in there, and once that's gone, you still have fat storage that your body can tap into.
Absolutely.
And so when it comes to exercising and not eating in the morning, there's other variables to look at within that can apply to that fasted type of exercise you're doing, depending on how your night had gone. And now for you, Brandon, when you came off it, like, how did we feel? Whether it's that night, did you feel any like adverse effects, or how did your body feel, mind feel?
Well, yeah, first thing I had was pizza.
Delicious.
Not ideal, but
yes.
Absolutely.
No,
I was
fuck yes. I'm here for all of it.
Oh, I was
I'm here
so
for
pumped.
all the slices.
Yes, it was a green pepper, olive, mushroom, I believe, pizza, maybe onion, but it was delicious. I crushed it. I had 2 slices, and then I was done. And then a Bud Light to top it off with. That night didn't feel great. It felt like it was sitting in there. And then the next day felt fine. It was like let's get back to eating. Like I said, the next week afterward, I was like a man on a mission. I was eating everything in sight. I couldn't stop eating, literally.
So, so you said the next week after?
Yeah.
So I love that you just said that. Now, do you feel like that was because of the fast, or do you feel, or was it more that you, after the fast, like, you enjoy food so much?
Yeah.
That you wanted to just like continue eating?
Probably a mix of both. I really had missed food, even though I hadn't been long. 60 hours. I did miss food, and once my body got back to neutral, I felt like not only me personally, but like not like me, my feelings as like a human and a dude and gains. I was like, dang, I need to like make up for these these hours lost eating. But then part of me was like, what are you making up for? Because there was no real logic to what the thought that I had to eat more to make up for it.
Well, did you feel like during or after with your exercise that you had experienced a performance loss?
Good question.
Or gain? Or baseline?
Yeah, I didn't feel like, and I didn't measure, which would be something I should probably do on the next time I do this. But yeah, I didn't feel any a huge difference before and after the fast. I felt good though. I felt really good afterwards. Body felt awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Awesome. That's. I think I would say I experienced something very similar to that.
Yep.
Only I actually had finished the full 72. Actually 72 and a half, if anyone's wondering.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I had to drive home after training some people.
And your workouts looked like they were more intense than mine.
Well, so I worked out once. And I was totally flexing for the gram because I was working out with my shirt off. I was feeling myself for a second as I was doing that. Because I ain't above stuff like that. I got no shame.
Let's say it off.
And it was more of an aerobic style. Like, I took my time with it. Like, I knew that I couldn't push myself because it's not like I couldn't recover like I would want to and eat.
Yeah.
So I definitely took my time with the sets that I had done. And it was like one of my typical calisthenics workouts that I would normally do over like a 2-hour period. With plenty of breaks in between.
Yep.
Sipping on some BCAAs, and that was big. I had those 2 or 3 times a day. Timing them different points during the day though.
Yeah.
And like that actually felt great.
What was the timing
workout
that you used with your BCAA?
Gotcha. So for me, because when it comes, I'm so meticulous when it comes to this stuff that honestly, like, I tell people all the time, like, you actually don't want to be like, I'm just too extreme with my attention to detail on things. Like, most people would stress them out. For me, like, I love it. And so what I'm about to say, like, you don't have to do this if this is you. This was just my rationale behind it as I was looking at everything. Because I was thinking to myself, okay, well, how much is, like, the minimal amount of protein, let's say, that I would need per day to not experience, like, significant muscle loss?
Yeah.
Let's say I was eating 3 times a day, typically. And this is at, like, a minimal level, right, guys? Right, everyone? And so I was like, all right. So if I'm getting 5 grams of branched chain amino acids, that I could justify as being like a serving or 2 of protein.
Yep.
Depending on what type of protein I'm eating. All right, so let me do that 3 times a day. And I gotta space this out though, because I can't just front load or back load that.
Sure.
That's not gonna, especially if I'm exercising, especially with my activity. And so I would do it a couple hours after waking up. I would do it midday, during, and or after a workout. Which if I worked out, I would do 4 times a day because I would do it during and after. And I did it at night.
Yeah.
To supplement as well. Now I will say during that workout, I didn't feel like I lost anything with how I had structured.
Very similar, yeah.
I did not feel like I had lost anything. I actually felt pretty damn good on it. Also supplemented with some electrolytes as well. I don't know if you did that. Did you? Okay. Because, you know, TB12 method, you gotta stay hydrated.
That's right.
Super important. But I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get, obviously, like different nutrients. I was taking a multi and everything, but since we're not eating, like we can't get this full nutrient profile, so there's other ways that we can make up for that. Now what I will say is, now granted, like it's 3 days, I mean there's people that don't eat well and get a full nutrient profile for like a year, so it's it's all relative to a person, right? But afterwards, or towards the end, I entered this period where I really felt like I was like gliding through life.
Yes.
Like I was just kind of floating through life. And I can't really explain it other than that. Like it wasn't so much a mental fog that I had. It was just so strange where I was like, man, like I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry. It kind of felt like I was like walking through a dream almost. Is the way I'll explain it.
100% felt the same thing.
Like, like once I got like up past hour 48, once I got past like the 2-day mark, I was like, wait, like, is this even real? Do I even need food? Like, do I even,
gliding is a great way to describe
floating
it.
through.
The glide was amazing. It was
like, I was like, okay, and I thought I was hungry, and I was like, wait, no, I'm not, and went like hours more, and time just kept adding up.
Yeah.
To the point where once I got to or closer to the 72-hour mark, especially when I realized it was coming to an end, my appreciation for food really started to kick in. And I can't say that I was craving food. It wasn't that. I was excited to start eating again though. Yeah. Because we genuinely love food, and so to make the conscious effort not to eat, like that, I actually really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I only did this because peer pressured into it. Brandon's gonna peer pressure me again into another challenge.
That's right. It's coming. It's coming.
To this. Yep. Like I hate going anytime without eating, or whenever I do eat, it's just a very like joyous occasion for me multiple times.
Every time in the process. Yeah.
And so I was really excited to come off and eat that. I had a shake waiting for me.
Yeah. What type of shake?
One of my mega shakes. All right. Yep. So.
It's
the same shake that I have this morning. That I regularly have to break my intermittent fast because I'm super habitual and super scheduled with so many things that I do because it's just easier for me and I don't have to think about it as much. And so my mega shake consists of there's a long list. Like please actually don't write this down. It's a long list. It does not have to be this big because this is like my meal and this would be like 3 meals for most people. And so it's flax. You guys ever seen the cup that I have? It's a legitimate like 48-ounce cup. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad there's no like Smoothie King around because that shit would cost me like $15. It's flax milk. I got a couple scoops of protein powder in there. Yeah. I got chia seeds. I got flax seeds. I got peanut or almond butter, depending on which one I have. Wow. I got blueberries. Keep coming at you. I got pineapple. I got kale. I got spinach. I got broccoli, I got carrots, I got cucumbers, all blended up in there.
Sounds like my dinner.
Banana, actually banana, sometimes oatmeal. You don't know about that sponsorship I got. And then I just started adding avocado to it as well.
Oh, Brady would
like
love
this
that.
Thing is like monstrous, and it tastes awesome.
Almond milk.
I gotta tell you.
As your mixer.
Flax milk.
Flax milk.
I use flax milk.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Tom Brady got me on the flax milk. Tom Brady got me on the flax milk.
Something I'm gonna have to try.
Yeah.
Get on that flax milk.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously doesn't taste really much different than like almond milk. Like not really too different. If you get the unsweetened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of flavor there.
Yeah, I mean both
But
of
I
them
like
are
it.
gonna have a lot.
Yeah, dig that.
But that's how I came off it. Had that ready, took that nice and slow, and the reason I ate, I took my time to drink that, regardless of what I was gonna have. Granted, it does take me a little bit to drink it anyway. Is because fasting for that long, stomach's gonna shrink, digestive system's gonna adjust.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want to overload, like you don't want to stuff and clog your digestive system immediately after. And by that I mean it's not that you don't eat, but you don't want to like eat till you explode.
Yeah.
Like you're not trying to eat super fast. Like enjoy the food.
You're not destroy.
Because you
your
don't want to
pancreas.
destroy. Yeah. Because that in some ways would kind of defeat the purpose of why you went on that fast in the first place.
Yeah.
Now I felt great the day after. Didn't really feel much difference. And I also, when I had coffee for the first time, holy shit, that caffeine hit me like a ton of bricks. I was off the wall.
Wow.
I don't know if you felt like that, or if you had coffee close to after.
No.
But I had coffee maybe the next, like, so we started, I went Monday, I think, no, I went Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I stopped. Then I came back there. I can't even remember the dates, but anyway, I remember the day after I had coffee. Holy crap, like I was wired.
And how does your body normally respond to coffee?
Well, normally I'm pretty caffeine sensitive as it is, and so I really have to watch A, my intake, and then B, how long after I've woken up to have it.
Yeah.
Because I can't have it. Granted, you don't need coffee in the first 2 hours of your day, because your body's still waking up at that point. Like most people when they drink coffee, it's like first thing in the morning, like within the first hour of them waking up. And it's not that you need coffee because you're tired. No, you're tired because you just woke up from sleep.
Yeah.
Everyone's tired when they just wake up from sleep. But I normally don't have coffee till at least 4 to 6 hours after waking up. And so this is maybe at like 2 in the morning. And I remember it was like 8 at night and I'm going off my mind is still like racing.
Wow. That's
I'm on like
time.
NZT from Limitless. like my mind is, and my mind gets like that anyway when I have caffeine.
Yeah.
Like it just helps when I time it because I don't have it every day.
And that was within 24 hours of.
That was in 24 hours after stopping.
Oh wow.
Like I definitely and that that's a huge, for me that was a huge sign of the detoxing effect of going on that for 72 hours.
Yeah.
Because I'll easily go a few days without caffeine. It will not hit me like it did then.
That's awesome.
So that was really cool. That's actually, if I do that again, one of the things that would have me most excited.
Get that caffeine, caffeine rush.
Yeah. Because I usually get a rush anyway, but a lot of times, like if I drink too much, I'm at the point now where like it actually does the adverse effect. It'll make me more tired.
Right.
And so that's why I mean, you can't see it if you're listening on camera. Like I had this little like tall Starbucks coffee. People always make fun of me because I get these tall, like kid-sized cups of coffee. I literally can't drink more than this
how much more
at a time.
Yeah.
People will legit drink like the extra large, like the venti size at one time. Shout out Brian, our man Brian Matero.
Oh yeah.
CrossFit douchebag. No, I'm just kidding. He's a CrossFit king, and he drinks legit like he was at like a point of like 2 venti sized coffees a day. I'm like, what the. Are you serious?
He's also an expert barista.
Bro, like
on the side. Wow, so.
But yeah, like so I don't really drink that much, typically. And I think the best. I mean, I felt great regardless afterwards. Like for me, it was more like a mentality thing, a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Of finishing.
Yeah.
That I never felt like I was gonna die. Like I never felt like I was gonna faint or anything like that. Maybe a couple times where I was like, oh, like I don't know about this, but that's just because, like when you're just kind of sitting by yourself for, prolonged period of time.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're just gonna start thinking of things. So I was sitting there, I was like, oh shit, I'm hungry. I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, go do something.
Yeah, and also when you sit for a long period of time, long periods of time, long durations, your body becomes dehydrated because there's no water moving through your muscles. There's no water moving through hydrating your fascia. So when people sit for a long time and you're fasting at the same time, that's gonna put more pressure or more pressure on your mental to wanna eat, to wanna fuel up, to wanna drink something.
Exactly. And now two things just to piggyback off that. Three things actually. One, shout out BeFriend Fitness. Brett Franciosi with the shout out.
He was supposed to stop by actually today.
Was he supposed to?
Yeah, he was.
Are you serious? Why didn't he come by?
On the cast.
What?
He's probably doing arms, is my guess.
Brett, what the fuck, man? Like that just like made my day and then like ruined my day.
Yeah.
All in the same second.
Yeah.
That you were supposed to be here. Like, damn. Now I gotta roast vegans and you like virtually. I can't do this in your face.
Be careful. Be careful.
No, I'm a friend.
Because we have some vegan challenges coming up soon.
I'm a vegan friend. No, that's cool. Like I eat vegan. I just give them a hard time. I gotta give CrossFit douchebags a hard time.
And he gets angry.
CrossFit. I know. They all get angry. They all get so in their feelings. It is fantastic. God, I'm such a troll. Where was I going with that? Totally lost my train of thought. I gotta stop trying to be half savage moments.
No, you had your piggybacking off of the.
What did you say?
Talking about I don't know.
Crap. Oh, totally lost my train of thought. Hold on. Bring it back. Can't wait to play this back. Like, damn it, you jackass. How are you gonna forget what you were talking about? Okay. Okay. Now I got it. So bring it back after give Brett that little shout out. See, Brett, if you were here, this would not have happened. I'm the guy. I did arms today. Okay, so now normally with fasting, if you do your own research, some people saying like it should just be a straight water fast, and then some people are saying like no, it's cool to have little BCAAs.
Yeah.
But then some research will be like no, like because your insulin's still gonna rise. It's not really like a true fast if you have BCAA. I don't know if you've seen that type of research. Your insulin will rise, so it's not really. You shouldn't really have BCAAs. It's basically like eating food, and the insulin's more important than the blood sugar. There's a shit ton of information out there.
Teach their own.
Obviously conflicting reports for that matter. Some say you can have this, some say you can't, some say you shouldn't have anything. Even like you can't even have tea or anything like that. Even if something is 0 calorie, if it like will raise your insulin, then you shouldn't have it. To each their own from what Brandon said, and if you're gonna do stuff like this, just experiment with how you feel. Now I can only speak for myself on this. I have found the best benefits from intermittent fasting if I'm supplementing with BCAAs because my activity level is 10 times the activity level of the average person.
Yeah. And
so when it comes to exercise, when it comes to recovery, it helps my body, especially if I'm fasting and I'm already in a smaller caloric deficit as it is. That just helps me.
Completely agree. Definitely a different 24 hours when I was not using BCAAs and electrolytes compared to the second.
And electrolytes, sorry.
Yeah, compared to the second 24 hours, which was eventually 48 hours, where I did introduce BCAAs and electrolytes into the fast. Definitely different. And once you're fasting, again, aside from. But I was trying to fast. I wasn't trying to kill myself. So if someone give me shit for using BCAAs and electrolytes on a fast, whatever, I'll live with it.
Oh man! And so I don't know if you have anything left to like a final thought on fasting for everyone.
No, but I think you can use it in different ways, and there's not one way to fast or intermittent fast. If you're gonna do this, obviously do some research or talk to somebody who knows a lot about it, more than us, but hey, try things.
Or a nutritionist, how best to instruct you off that. Now someone like myself who is a nutrition coach, I can only give recommendations. I can't give hard guidelines on what to follow specifically, technically. I cannot do that. And so
unless you sign a permission slip.
Unless you sign a permission slip or a waiver, a client of mine. Now what I will say is that if you have a typical schedule that has you running around all day, probably don't do it until, like, in terms of an extended fast, unless you can like really plan out a few more days where you're a little bit more relaxed and you can do it. And what I mean by that is if you're and when I say activity, I mean like physical, like activity. I don't mean like driving around. I mean like if you have a laborious type of job.
Yeah. Heart rate's up.
Like maybe don't do that. Yeah. But if you're like maybe like running around with the kids, and like, you know, shuttling them to and from school, like, okay, activity like that's perfectly fine. So you can probably manage that. And if you're someone that usually skips breakfast anyway, you're already a quarter, third of the way there. And so it could be something good for you to try. But other than that, definitely ask if it's something that would be best for you. And other than that, I think that does it for this first episode back from our hiatus.
Welcome back.
Super excited to be doing this again. Stay tuned if you're tuning in live. We got a 2-for-1 coming at you. And if you're not and you're just listening to this or watching this video, it's cool. Click the next video over and we'll get started with the next episode.
Boom.
Peace. For you.
Yeah, forget about the salad.
I'm glad you could pick out that one singular moment.
Move that ass.
And that is like, and like that's not to sound mean or anything, but it's like we got like.